we ran up on a golf course. It's called the Peninsula, and we usually say it like
You
that.
got to say it like that. The Peninsula.
It's one of the few golf courses that I've been to that you can play over and over and over again and never get bored, tired of it. They have 27 holes, which is unique. So you're liable to play.
Yeah, 2 of the 9s.
Yeah, 2 of the 9s different, and it's a unique, fun course. It's
always always nice, always good. You never have to worry about it. Sometimes you go places and it's not always well kept, but Peninsula is really, really good.
So we love that.
I'm proud that I never entered that zone.
Well, Phil,
that zone does not apply to me.
For golfers, and I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, y'all go down to the beach. Where y'all play golf? And I'll always tell them, I was like, the Peninsula. But because for non-professional golfers, to us, this is like the Masters.
Right.
I'll go practice the week before I go down there because I'm headed toward playing golf almost every day. And it's just spectacular conditions.
Well, the Apostle Paul was running into the very thing that you tend to be bringing up to date here. The crowd joined in the attack against Paul and Silas, and the magistrates ordered them to be stripped and beaten. So,
Phil, this is the most bizarre Bible study we've ever had. I'm
reading the text and I can't find any of those things you were talking about.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you something interesting. And
I'm reading it saying there's no room for a.
Yeah, well, we're on vacation. I know you don't do vacations, but just imagine if you were. This is like a hobby that we all have that I haven't. I played more in the last week than I have in the last 2 years. I mean, it was very relaxing.
How's that back holding up, Jay?
No, the back went down. There was one of the rounds. I literally every swing I felt pain, and but it was good because I was competing with the young boys, and it's like you're passing the torch. And look, overall, I shot the best score. Now, I didn't have the best score, like, overall as far as one round. Reed fired a 74 on the last day.
Reed's pretty good.
But overall, I shot 82 from the back tees, which we all and that was the best score of that day. So we all decided to move up a tee.
Yep.
And then I went 78, 78, 76, 78, which wasn't bad. But I want to tell you something funny that happened. So we get on the first hole on it's called the Cypress 9, and I hit the ball a little left on my tee shot. And what's left of the fairway is not out of bounds. There's actually another fairway, which would be 9 on the same course. But there's a little waste area, like a sandy waste area, and there's 4 or 5 trees there. Well, I hit one of these trees, and it was the biggest, and it was a thick tree. And nobody ever saw the ball come down. So it's not out of bounds. It's somewhere in this bunker area. So everybody else hit it in the middle of the fairway, which was
a pretty easy driving home.
Really, I mean, I hit a 5-wood, so it's not like I hit my driver and, I'm laying up here, dog leg right. So I go down there. Well, a search began for the ball, and we can't find it. And so it got a little lengthy because it's like not because any other reason other than this ball.
I know why it got lengthy, because it was you. Because you cannot give up on a ball. Anybody else would have just dropped one.
But I'm like, where could this be? And so about the time that I concluded that this ball is stuck in this tree, I'm looking to figure out how I can climb this tree. I thought if I shake it, the ball's coming out and we'll resume. So I'm just fixing to embark on climbing the tree. I saw Nick Faldo do it one time, so I was like, I'm doing it. And I look back at the tee, and there's a woman standing on the tee kind of looking like, what do we got going on here? And so there was a guy in the cart, and I said, "Y'all come play through us," because there was 5 of us. And she said, "Excuse me," and I said, "Knock yourself out." And she's like, "Well, I'm liable to knock you out unless you move to the left." And so I thought, "Oh man, no, she's wanting to play through, but she's like, you're in danger." So I thought it was funny. We kind of chuckle. So she hits the ball right down the middle. Well, then this elderly black man gets out and he tees up, and he was practicing with one arm. And I thought, well, that's an interesting pre-shot routine. Well, then he stepped up and hit it with one arm right down the middle. It was kind of shocking. Just ripped it with one arm. And I said, "Hey, you still got it?" And he went, "I sure do." And so he gets in the cart, goes on. Well, I'll go back to trying to figure out how I'm going to climb this tree. But I noticed all of our group kind of gravitated that way, and they were talking, and I thought they were explaining my condition. And so they move on, which, by the way, the one arm, he had 2 arms, but he just swung one arm. I was thinking it's like this joke where you say, I'll play you with one arm tied behind my back, and you would lose money because the next shot went right up by the hole. I was like, this man's putting for birdie, and he's only using one arm. And so Jep and Reed came up and said, "That was nice of you to let Morgan Freeman play through." I said, "Morgan Freeman, the actor?" It's like, "Well, we saw you talking to him." I was like, "I didn't know that was Morgan Freeman."
Only Jase, he was so consumed by finding his golf ball, he missed Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
So I thought,
what you're saying is Morgan Freeman hits the golf ball with one arm.
Morgan Freeman has now entered Chuck Norris status in my mind. The man plays with one arm well.
So I met Morgan Freeman when I was down there one time, Jase, and the reason he only uses one arm is because he's lost the use of one of his hands. It doesn't work for him. That's what he told me. So, but that's funny that he played through you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought I was in some kind of weird movie. It's like Morgan Freeman.
They call it a fever dream. It's
Well,
a fever
I've searched
dream.
the text back and forth, but I haven't found the text yet that say anything about hitting a little ball around out there.
But you have found a text
I've
about a
searched
ride.
the text, and I just can't find it.
I will agree
What
with
I am
this.
finding is Paul and Silas getting their tail beat, severely flogged. They were thrown into prison. The jailer was commanded to guard. These people are fixed to be converted, but bringing in golf, that doesn't enter the
Well, I
argument.
just thought
I think Phil wants to have a Bible studies with us here.
Let's have the Bible study. I just thought it was a
I'm
weird,
just
funny story.
showing you what happens when you don't say yay.